So a number of people have asked me why, really? Why? And there's a few different answers to that. One is that I was 56 yesterday, and 56 is a really innocuous birthday. It's like turning 43 or 28 or something like that. It's like, So I decided that I was going to break that trend and make 56 something special. And it's also that I really, really love music, and music's a big part of my life, and I thought, why not put on a festival of music as your birthday? And the other reason was that because of COVID, everything kind of gets quashed, you know, and we've all become quite, reclusive life. And there was a number of times when I thought, this is just going to be too hard. But I actually rang Lindsay, who was the opener tonight. Fantastic job, mate. And when all the restrictions came down heavy, and I said, dude, what should we do? I just don't know if it's even worth it. And he actually said to me a number of things, but one of the things that really resonated was that he said, I've had a gig since February. I said, just put it on. So here we are. And here we are with a Spotify playlist called FOD Festival, an Instagram account called FOD Festival, and the 12-year-old bright orange-haired Dean,
conveniently right behind
the icon of FOD Festival. And I've told a couple, but my mother was a hairdresser, and that haircut looks like it was done with garden shears. That's what we lived through. So I have a few thank yous before I kick into some other stuff. I want to really thank my amazingly inspiring family, Carmel, Connor, Don and Julian. They have... Well, you know what it's like when you go, look, stop it, you boys. What's your name? You, stop it. So, and they put layers and layers and layers into this event. And for Mose for making this so easy. Really, it's been great. Queen of Kachina, our food truck out there, everything I suggest, they say, no worries, easy. And to the bands, when I suggested we do this, everyone was absolutely into it. Really disappointed that the Beans can't be here. I blame the Queensland government. But for those who have been able to put it together, it's just really made it, because every festival's judged by its lineup, isn't it? And tonight we've got a great lineup. I do have some apologies. My dad can't be here. You heard he's back during the week, and he's 82, so that's more serious than it sounds. And so he's at a Caloundra with his wife. My mum can't be here either. She's been there for 13 years. Libby and Justin, Libby is 36 weeks pregnant, and they thought they might get here, and they can't, so they're not here. And my niece Angie and Tom, they don't have COVID, but they are sick, so they're not coming either. As I said, disappointed the Has-Beens can't be here. I saw them in a bowls club in Tasmania, and I thought they are the best band I've ever seen. So, yeah, exactly. I'd had about 75 beers by then, which is normally my annual limit. That was in an afternoon. My sister, Kelly and Simon, they live in Canberra, so they're band as well. Carmel's family live in the infected states, they're band. I have a whole bunch of workmates now at Southern Cross Uni who are in infected states, they can't come. And just the 60 people here are the ones who are dearest to me, and that's made it pretty easy actually, so thank you. I want to talk about the Spotify playlist, FOD Festival, the FOD Festival playlist on Spotify. I chose all those songs because they mean something to me, and they are the lyrics of the Lucky Door Prize. So amongst the FOD Festival playlist, if you're on Spotify, you should be following the FOD Festival playlist, and the lyrics are songs from songs on that playlist. And amongst that playlist and amongst other songs, you'll see that you'll recognise some, because last year I turned 55, and I asked 55 friends, so 65 of you I didn't ask, but I asked 55 friends for a song that either that reminded me, reminded them of me of them, or that they just liked. So I got 55 songs from them. I've been listening to that for the last year or so. And every time I listen to it, I think of you guys. So thank you so much for that. And that's where the references are, where people have said, where people have given me that song. Can you guys just shut up? Bands. And so I've listened to that for the last year or so, and it's been great. But these slides that I mentioned, that's really what FOD Festival is really about. It's about the people who matter to me. And it's the family and friends who really do make life what it is. And each slide has a sentence or two about why you're special to me. It's not the whole story, it's just a little bit. And we don't say these things enough. And we might say them at weddings, and we might say them at 21st birthday parties, and sadly we say them at funerals. And in January last year, 20 months ago, I should have died, at least medically. I had undiagnosed blood clots atrophying my lungs, and I was probably a couple of weeks away from organ failure. And I was throwing more clots regularly. And any one of those clots could have killed me. And it's a condition that's instantly fatal to 30% of people who get it. And I had 3 or 5 of those instances. And Julian actually worked out the probability for me that I should have 78% fatality.
On you, Julian.
I appreciate that. And I share that not to be melodramatic at all, because it's more of a medical fascination, but it's a realisation to me of what matters. And I do, and I did and still do feel all those cliched responses about, making the most of life and being grateful of what you're here for and all that sort of stuff. But I want to be clear that, and again, I'm not trying to be too deep and meaningful right now, but I'm really not afraid of dying. I mean, it's an inevitable part of life, and I certainly want to hang around and enjoy this world. That's my preferred intention. But to have had death try its hardest to knock down my door and not able to get in, I feel incredibly serene about it all. And this is why I wanted to have the Festival of Dean. And it might be a little it might be a lot self-indulgent. But the Festival of Dean is actually you folk. You're my festival. And I'll take all the credit for it, but it's actually all about you. And of course it's a piss take. I really, if you haven't realised that yet, you're really not on the right page.
I thought this was a networking event.
Someone give me a business card, quick. But in a world that takes itself too seriously, let's spend a few hours just laughing at ourselves, or more specifically laughing at me. And there's a lot to laugh at, and putting this night together has been a lot of fun. And I really want to thank Carmel and Connor and Dom and Julian for understanding the silliness of it from the start. And they've all added their touches to this complex array of FOD that you see around you. And Carmel especially, it would have been really easy for you to roll your eyes, at least while you were facing
Oh, I did.
But you just kept adding layers of ginger-haired nerd image to everything. And you bring joy to the world and joy to us, even after 27 years. Together. Well, actually probably 25 years together of joy, and maybe a accumulation of 2 years of either of us sleeping on the couch.
He can be really irritating.
And to my boys, Connor, Dom and Julian, I'm in awe of how smart you are. You make me so proud, and how brave you are. But more than anything, you make me laugh. And I hope being involved in this festival proves just how far you can take a joke. Way beyond people expect. And to my sisters and their amazing families, I feel your love and support every day. And I have so many friends here from so many different threads of my life. from my journalism days, from universities, from Gold Coast tourism, Broadbeach soccer, the music scene, wonderful friends and partners of my sons, and even their extended families. And I feel really privileged to have gathered so many of you beautiful people into my life. And just recently I helped celebrate Jason Moore's 50th. And it was pretty fitting that Brad and Peter were there too, three of my best mates. And those three went to school together. I'm the ring-in of the last 20 years. And the four of us had some of life's best adventures together. And we're all different, of course, and I actually really love the fact that, or the way they reacted when I said, I want to have a festival of Dean. And each and every one of you just had that moment's pause before you responded politely. Each and every one of you said, oh, that sounds good, Dean. Not before you were thinking, what the f***? But everyone is here because you do get the joke. Well, I hope you get the joke. Because life is to be celebrated. And there are many strange mysteries and unanswered questions in the world, but good friends are our anchor. They're our earth wire. And all those unanswered questions can rattle on, and they don't seem to matter when you're with your friends. Everything else disappears when you're hanging out with your friends. And I do have those questions. They jangle in my head all the time. Like, you know, where do thoughts go when you forget them? And if hot air rises, why are mountains cold? And how much chili do you need to make spicy yogurt? And if people from Scotland are Scots and people from Kurdistan are Kurds, what do we call people from the country? And these are the questions that rattle through my brain all the time.
That's such a dad joke.
My own jokes too. But I'm going to finish off with a verse from a song, because it's a music festival after all. I'm not going to sing it, I'm going to recite it. And it's a Frank Turner tune called Love, Iron Song. And it's about hanging on to our hopes and dreams, even when we face defeat. And it's so important because it defines who we are. This is the next track from Frank's songs. I love his lyrics. So I'm going to say what everyone's thinking. If we're stuck on this ship and it's sinking, then we might as well have a parade. Because if it's all going to hurt in the morning, and there's a better plan yet to get forming, then where's the harm spending an evening manning the old barricades? So come on, old friends, to the streets. Let's be heroes, let's be martyrs, let's be radical thinkers who never have to test drive the least of their dreams. Let's divide up the world into the damned and the saved and ride into the valley like the old light brigade. Let's straighten our backs and not be afraid of COVID or any other fucking thing. And they'll celebrate our triumphs with a national parade. Leave the morning to the morning, because pain can be killed with aspirin tablets and vitamin pills. But memories of hope and even glorious defeat are a little bit harder to beat. Thank you for making the Festival of Dean our opportunity to man the barricades of hope and celebration. Thank you.